Your question?
Yeah. Well, in regards to drumming, and then also something that I've been reading a book by Paul Twitchell. I'm drawing a blank on the name at the moment, but yeah. So would you say that drumming is a way to what he calls soul travel, or to move
It could be.
through?
We're talking about experiencing or exploring levels of consciousness. And we're talking about drumming as, you hear a sound, and because you hear that sound, you might be out of your self-mind already. Now, were you in your body or were you in that sound? What? So then we're talking about sound travel. So, through sound, people can travel through light, depending. So, we are not bodies, which is the most important thing I can say at this point. We are using the body, but we are not bodies. Who and what are we that uses the body to conduct our business in the time-space worlds of Earth and its time? It's a process. It's evolutionary sort of stage right now. Who are you when you go to sleep? And you know you're gone when you go to sleep. So where'd you go? How did you go? Were you doing some kind of traveling, or is that something that happens of itself? It happens of itself, right? Because our true nature is spirit soul. So it's always traveling, in a manner of speaking. Mentally, emotionally, causally, in terms of time, past, present, and future, and then spiritually, in terms of a cosmic intelligence of awareness. So who's asking for that? Who's aware of it? Who cares about that? Very few, by the way. Some seekers or yogis, aspiring yogis, practitioners, beginners, are curious about what their potential is. They want to know what God is. They want to know what Buddha is. They want to know the highest spiritual enlightenment is. And it's not something you can go search for, although the search is more or less built into us. It's built in. It's not an outward search, as a matter of fact. It's an inward recognition. So, coming from the point of view of the outward search, then you want to wind up in the mountains of Tibet or somewhere. But there's no guarantee. You're going to survive it. So that might be a dumb thing to do for some people. But you have the consciousness here. The word was once before said in terms of the kingdom is within, it's not anywhere else. If you're looking all over the world for it, you're not going to find what it is. You can find some things, of course. Right? You can go around the world, and then what you're finding is where you've already been and just don't remember it. So you got to go backwards to the future. You got to go back to the future, in many cases.
So in that case, could music or expression be?
Music is time travel.
Okay.
Music is space travel. It's energy travel. It's material travel. Music is out-of-body reality. It's a sonic sort of experience in sound. See? And you move there. And when you listen to different compositions, you're actually participating in the musician's reality or in the composer's reality. So you're not even in your own reality. You listen to a piece of Bach, you're going back to several hundred years. Right. Listen to Beethoven, maybe not quite as far back. See? And that was his experience, or the composers. So their music is time traveling. It's a time machine. You have to understand that, not believe it. Just know that's what it is. You listen to more of the contemporary artists and musicians and blues, jazz, rock, whatever, new age, right? World music, global blah blah, whatever that is. And you're traveling in the respective time of the individuals playing the music relative to whatever the message is they have, depending upon What the idiom is that they are copying, if they're copying or parallel to in their efforts to express their idea of music, say, through sound. Mm. And that depends on their mind, but what you're doing is thinking on their mind, which is traveling, so everybody's always traveling. You don't not travel. You're never really allowed to be still, so to speak, till you make a concerted effort to just be present.
So would you say that perhaps the live music experience, is that more like not being in the box so much, or is that still
Same thing.
same thing?
Same thing, because the live means it's more vivid, it's more obvious to you that you're taking on the karma. You're to enjoy the music is to take on the karma, and then to be impressed upon or imprinted upon relative to the psychic level of the time that's corresponding to in some form or other, depending on whether they're playing Miles Davis jazz, right, or any other kind of jazz, Dave Brubeck jazz, say, or Herbie Mann jazz, right? Or deeper levels of jazz, say, Ornette Coleman jazz, say, could be anybody's jazz, say, Thelonious Monk jazz, say, Joe Henderson jazz, say, John Coltrane jazz, say, and that takes you to a time. So, or any respective artist, you're going into their time, and you're enjoying their time, their world, their space, their energy, their matter, their sense of materialism that's coming through their composition or through their blowing, depending on where their mind is. And the same is true for guys who are departing from the mind, and they go into like the supermind, I want to call it the supermind of space, then they're bringing you on that journey. And then you have to choose which one of the journeys is more true to your soul's traveling, which doesn't travel, but it appears to be. Okay, yeah.